talk over the intro music.
Asshole. Angry Josh.
I should play this for 5 minutes. Hey, this is Stuck in Beta. I'm Greg. With me is Josh and Angry Josh.
Hey, I'm Josh.
Wait, yeah. So which one's which? Because we both play that role rather well. We both hate everything. We both don't like crowds.
Give Greg a ton of crap.
Yeah, we both play that role.
Okay. Well, anyway, we had to stop.
Up.
The Angry Josh.
There's anyway.
Oh, yeah. He's got to take a shot.
We're not doing that this week. That was that was a couple.
No, I
weeks
thought
ago.
actually coming into the show, you started out. I was thinking that we ought to change it to was it like or okay? He kept saying like
I say okay and hey a lot.
yeah. So
And, yeah.
so
Yeah.
Every time I stutter,
no, you'll do your shots between this episode and the next episode. So if you weren't with us 3 minutes ago before Greg had to start over, we're doing another show tonight, right?
two shows.
It's a twofer.
Because I am going on vacation, and so next week will be taped.
Yeah, the 3 people watching already heard all this.
Yeah, well, it's going to be great. We're going to have laugh tracks and all that. Look, he's going to act like I'm not answering that. We already did that.
We already talked
I'm
about
not.
this.
I'm not going to be an ass. Oh, shit.
All
Sorry
right,
about that.
turn
Sorry
down
about
your
that.
volume.
Sorry about
Man.
that. Sorry about
Man,
that.
ridiculous,
just-
unprofessional.
Stupid laptop. Okay, so what's up, guys? What's up, fellas?
Oh, not much. How are you?
That's good. First day back after a 3-day weekend.
Yeah.
Anybody do anything fun? I was at the lake all weekend. Had to clean up a stain off my boat that someone left
so
on my
let's
boat.
talk about that.
All right. So I was with you a couple weekends ago, and I spilled a beer. It was a light beer, so there was
No, it was not a light beer. It was that damn ginger beer.
Okay, it was light in color. No, it wasn't like I spilled a dark, stout or anything or porter on there. I didn't
right.
have a barley wine or anything.
No, you're right.
So
I get down to the lake this weekend. I'm taking the cover off the boat. And the first thing I notice is this giant dark stain on the carpet on my boat, right where Greg spilled his beer and didn't clean it up.
how was I supposed to clean it up? It was like it dried.
Anyway,
And there was no stain.
so I spent my weekend cleaning up the stain that Greg left on my boat.
The entire weekend?
Most of the day Saturday, I had to go out and get a spot remover Sunday.
Find this hard to believe.
And no, you can ask Annette. And had to work on it again Sunday morning.
I think I'm being framed, really. I think...
No, here is the weird thing, though. In your defense, here is the very weird thing. I texted my dad and asked him if he saw it. And he said when he put the cover back on the boat last Sunday, which was the weekend between when you were down with us and we went down for Labor Day, he said he didn't see the stain. So it's either from you and he didn't see it, which is completely possible, or an animal crawled up on there and ate something and that was blood I cleaned up. So I'm not real sure.
I think you clean up blood.
It could hell. I don't know.
I mean,
I've had dead fish on the cover of my boat before, from like a big blue heron catching a small fish. They come up there and they sit on it and they eat it and leave the carcass on my. Yeah, that's happened before.
Wow.
I've spilled beers before, and not on your carpet or anything,
Hard
but
to believe.
on carpet or anywhere, and I've yet to have like a stain.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah. So Did you do anything fun?
Let's see. So you're pointing at me, I guess, with your bottle. That'd
Yeah,
be Josh E.
what am I-
over here.
What am I gonna call
angry
you?
Josh?
You're angry, Josh.
G and Ja.
What?
What?
G.
What?
Jibba.
Drink
He
some
just
more.
had a stroke.
Yeah, something's wrong.
All right. Well, let's see. Coming off of the Labor Day weekend, what did I do? I went to.
You're gonna have to look at our notes.
So I went to Purina Farms, Greg, on your recommendation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty
First
cool
time
place.
there.
Really?
Yeah. 39 years in St. Louis, and I've never been to Purina Farms.
Wow.
Your kids have been though with like field trips though, right?
I don't think so. No, they haven't. No, wait. Lexi said she had been there before.
I was gonna
She
say,
the only
Annette,
one.
when she was teaching kindergarten, she would take their class would go there in the spring.
It was really nice though because there was hardly anybody there, which
because of the holiday.
I guess I don't know. I would have thought that it was going to be really crowded, but we stuck around and saw all the stuff and
Dog show, catching frisbees and stuff.
we went up to the main like I don't know theater or no,
Yeah.
What do you call it?
It's
arena, I guess.
Yeah,
the big arena.
Yeah.
And they had like an actual dog show going on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's always going on, but like
I thought so. Don't they do those pretty regular?
So that's up in the inside.
yeah, where you go up the hill.
Yeah. So I've only been there during like events or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I have no idea what it's like on
It
an
was
average
weird.
day.
It was. So we the guy the guard was like, hey, you can go on up there. I'm not exactly sure what's going on, but I know it's some sort of dog show. And so we went up there, and it was just like what you see on TV.
Yeah.
And they had all the
Like the little pond and the tunnels and...
no. This was you're talking about the
Training,
the
exercise.
training, and the
you're talking like dog show where they feel their
Actual-
coats and
yeah
look in their teeth and
yeah.
stuff?
It
Really?
was weird because these people were walking in and out, and they had these huge bags, and sometimes like these huge carts on wheels that they had like all this grooming product in.
Wow.
And they all had, and it was very odd. I mean, it was I don't know what kind of dog it is, but those ones that they put on the table that just lay on the table and they comb out their hair flat, like along both sides. It was weird. It was I don't know. Those people probably have just thousands and thousands of dollars invested in their dogs.
Oh yeah.
But there was all kinds of categories from like herding dog and
Oh, so it was exactly like
Westminster Dog
yeah.
Show.
right, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah. And these people were I mean they were all themselves, the people were like all dressed up, in suits and dresses, and just it was very strange.
So it was more of a beauty contest.
Right.
Hey, I
Yeah.
still have the podcast will begin shortly on. I should flip that.
Should we start over again?
Shut up.
So anyway, but Purina Farms, cool. It was neat. I would recommend anybody go give it go take a look if they're
Yeah,
going
it's
to the
neat.
St.
It's
Louis
just
area.
way out in the hell of middle of nowhere.
Yeah, it's like Lee's Summit or
Yeah,
something
White
like
Cliff
that.
or White. Yeah.
I really enjoyed. Did you go to see the dogs that catch all the frisbees
Right, yeah,
and
we
stuff
saw
over
that
the
part.
pools? And
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and the cow milking.
Yeah.
That was interesting. And then we tried. So that was like not crowded. And then we tried to go to Castlewood State Park. Just it's not too far away from there, and we were turned away. I guess it was too busy at the park.
Wow.
Labor Day.
Get
Yeah.
out.
It was crazy. So we ended up going out to dinner at Sugar Fire.
One of my favorite places in
place.
the world. Hell yeah.
You ever
Great
been there?
place.
Is that your first time?
That was my first time.
What'd you
there,
have?
too. Pulled pork.
Yeah, it's good.
So I was going to
Brisket's
actually
way better.
save this for like more of maybe an in-depth conversation, but if you guys were wanted to do it now, I was going to kind of get your take on the ranking barbecue establishments because
Here in town
Angry
or
Josh.
just
Yeah, that's a touchy subject.
Oh.
I mean, it really is. I mean,
Angry Josh is getting-
you make people mad when you talk about this and you rank places over certain places.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, it's like political discussions that Greg said we can't do.
Oh, well, so from my perspective, I don't have any means of I'm not an expert. I don't have the palate that you have, I
yeah.
guess. So to
You
speak.
calling me fat?
No. No, not at all. But I'm just they all to me they're
Don't say
all-
they all taste the same.
they're all similar.
No, they are not.
Well, I'm going to have to disagree with you there because
Because you're both fat?
well, no.
Man,
What a jerk.
ass.
Hey, you're
Hey, we
off the
gotta spice it up.
podcast.
We gotta spice it
Let me
up.
just turn down your mic.
yeah. You thought you had mic problems before.
Well, I guess I've started something here.
You can't say that. You've definitely went to a place and been like, "Oh, this is awesome," and then other places like, "Meh,"
Have you been to Pappy's or
Yeah, Pappy's
so
or
yeah, Bogart.
Iron Barley.
Yeah. Bogart's is the other big one.
I
in
think
St.
you're
Louis.
ranking them.
No, well, I was gonna say since you're wanting to make the barbecue people mad in St. Louis,
These are all St. Louis barbecue places, by the way.
which I'd put them up. I'd put those 3, 4 up against any in the country. Really, by far I think Sugar Fire beats every one of them easily. We've had Pappy's a couple times, and Pappy's is good, but I think Sugar Fire is a notch above Pappy's. From their ribs to their brisket, their pulled pork.
Now, the one thing I like about Sugar Fire is their sides, because every time I go there, there's different, they have their standards, your fries,
Potato
coleslaw.
salad.
Yeah, but then every time you go in there, they have like 6 different sides that are just for that day alone.
And they're bizarre.
Yeah. Like, I think I may have told one of you that one time we were there, they had rib tots, which were, it was tater tots with ribs mixed in it with cheese all over it, and those are freaking awesome.
And they've done that with mac and cheese. They do rib meat mac and cheese, which is freaking ridiculous, and their gumbo is out of this world. Yeah, the Sugar Fire. If that was really weird to watch you do that. If you're in St. Louis and you want good barbecue, you go to Sugar Fire. Period.
Amen.
Yeah. The thing that really
It was fine.
you're an idiot. You have no
did you try the Sugar Fire beer from XL Brewing?
Oh, no, I didn't.
I haven't had that.
Yeah, that's exclusive. Well, I think you buy it other places. But
What barbecue sauce?
I tried them all.
Did you? What was your favorite?
Probably
Piece
the
of the
actual.
same.
Probably the actual their barbecue sauce I thought was really good, and then
They only have their barbecue sauce.
No, they don't. I mean, they have one that's called Sugar Fire 44, and then they have all the others that are.
But they're all their sauces.
Okay, well, the one that was called Sugar Fire 44 I really liked, and all the others were good too, but that was probably
44 is good, and then their white sauces of
Honey Badger.
That's good stuff too, man. Yeah. Anyway,
so I mean, I was an aside from
you're just trying to start shit, is what you're trying to do.
But I knew that I would touch a nerve
by saying they don't taste the same.
Well, and here's the thing with me personally, and it's maybe it's a blessing, maybe it's a curse, but I don't have like a palate. Like, to me, a lot of food tastes the same.
So you could eat dog shit and say, man.
No, I wouldn't go that far, but I would say. And by the way, we're trying to not curse.
Whatever.
We're getting the E rating on this one.
E rating. But to me, like, a lot of, I mean, now obviously I can tell you if I go get a barbecue from McDonald's versus those. But
the McRib is delicious.
When it comes to a lot of those, like a higher quality restaurant, it becomes good, decent quality food. I don't have, and this is me being honest, I don't really have much of a beer palate either. I've probably been pretending all these years. I can't pull out certain flavors.
Wait a minute.
It's been like...
Wait a minute. Wait.
I'm being honest.
Wait.
It's good.
I can taste.
It tastes
a
like
hoppy
Bud Light.
beer. No, that's not the case. Now that's your McDonald's that I just referenced.
Yeah, why don't I just give you my crap beer and you stop?
Yeah, well,
drinking
I've been drinking your crap beer, not this, but the stuff that I've been. Every time I come over here, I go, well, what's in the back of Greg's fridge?
Just feel totally like betrayed by these comments.
This is a.
I don't like the Bud Light. I can taste the difference, but when you get up to a craft beer, they all taste good to me. When you get up to a craft
don't
beer,
like one over another?
Occasionally there'll be one that I'm like, wow, this is really good. But a lot of times I'm like, there's a lot. They're all good.
Well, I guess that's a political opinion, They're saying they're all good.
Wow.
Mind blown.
I'm just really floored by this.
I don't have a picky palate. I just don't.
No, I don't have a
That's not
picky
true.
palate either.
Because there's stuff you don't like,
Yeah.
You obviously, you're not a big
that's
fan
true.
of the pumpkin beers.
So maybe I'm not explaining it well enough. There's stuff I don't like, but there's not a lot of things that I'm like, wow, this one's like way better. Like if I had this is Spring Fling Ale from Blue Point Brewing Company. It was a good beer, right? I mean, but I wouldn't say it was fantastic or great, nor would I say, it wasn't. It was missing this subtlety, or it didn't have that, or.
So all of these year-end rankings that you have done and given grades and
you've given your top 5.
These beers are better than other beers.
Fake.
They're all fake.
Wow.
It was probably the atmosphere. So for me, like the restaurant can make the atmosphere as well. I mean, we talked about that last week.
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, you're eating a burger. Something may pair better with that than sushi, or something like that.
Pairings. See, I can't get into pairings either. I've never been able to drink a beer and go, oh, this tastes better with this food or this food. I just
are you making some life-altering change here? Like you're starting over? Like you're gonna quit your job and become a hippie and live in a country?
Is that where I'm going with this?
Where is this coming from?
I don't know.
I brew beer with you. We both brew beer with you, and like if you have no sense of flavor or
It's not that I don't have a sense of flavor.
You know what? Hasn't all the beers that he's kind of made just been like...
Yeah. We can say that now.
Yeah, we can say that now.
Okay.
It's just because he thinks everything's great.
Yeah. No,
this beer is great.
I've never said anything's great. I said it's good. That's good.
Which leads
high praise.
Which is why I guess one of the reasons why you make fun of me and my criticism of food.
Extreme criticism.
That if I say something is good, a restaurant is good,
it's good.
You can pretty well bank that it's good.
Absolutely.
So you're saying we shouldn't believe a damn word that comes out of your mouth when it comes to food or beer?
I'm more partial to atmosphere and service than I am. I mean,
I am too.
A lot of places have. I mean, it's rare that you find a place that's like, oh, this food is. I mean, I'm not like, Chef Ramsay. Where
you pissed him off enough, he's leaving. Where is he going?
You know, when you watch Chef Ramsay, and he can any of those shows where they take a bite of it and they can just tell. I don't get that. I don't get that. I would eat any of those dishes and be able to be like, yeah, it's good. I would be the worst judge when it comes to food.
I don't. Wow.
And I don't know. Maybe it goes back to all my life. I've never had that connection with
Maybe you haven't just
had good food.
Maybe I mean he's been to Sugar Fire. I know that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And he went to Mellow Mushroom.
I thought the food was good.
I mean, that was all good.
You know the difference
Notice
between...
my word's good.
You know
it's not great. It's not but the atmosphere was great.
But you know the difference between, Mellow Mushroom, for example. Yeah. You've had Pizza Hut before.
Yeah, I'm not...
And
those
Domino's.
are different categories, though. I mean, they're both pizza. But you can't compare the two. They're in different But if you put up Mellow Mushroom, you guys were going... Papo's and Mellow... if I went to both those places, I'd probably be like, it's equal? I don't know. I mean, I'd have a really hard time.
Someone's got to win. You're liberal, aren't you? You'd say everybody gets a trophy.
Hey, no political talk, he said. No, I do not agree with that. Everybody gets a trophy at all.
Well, how about fun. Everybody gets
I didn't mean to call you liberal. I'm sorry. My feelings are hurt.
How about everyone gets a beer right now?
Yeah, I know. You're ready to
I'm
throw down.
I'm not ready to throw it down. This is just counterintuitive to me.
Hey, I see where you're coming from. You got to see where I'm coming from.
No, I don't. I can't.
I don't know how to explain it.
You put brisket from 2 different barbecue places in front of me.
Look at how angry he's getting.
I'm not angry. I will tell you which one's better.
And that's what I struggle with. And I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I don't have enough knowledge about food and how it was prepared and all that stuff. I don't know if it...
But you barbecue?
Yeah, but I just have a gas grill. It's a piece of junk, and I just throw stuff on it until it's done. I don't know anything about grilling or barbecuing or
fire adds
smoking.
Flavor.
Yeah.
Well, that chicken, it's not as good till you add heat. Till you add fire to it.
What is he talking about?
He lost me.
Yeah.
Should we start over?
Okay.
So, he's got a new toy.
So, which of these 3 you want to
Why'd you bring me the Crown Royal?
I didn't.
No,
bring
it's
it
been
up.
sitting there the whole
Oh,
show.
okay.
Welcome to the show, Josh.
Oh, hey. I told you I was
Or
hungry.
who's sitting in your chair impersonating
Hey,
Josh.
I told you I was hungry.
Well, we'll have a snack with our beer. 1, 2, or 3.
What's the middle one? So we have
that's
peanut.
the
We have peanut
tart.
butter chocolate milk stout. Oh, I ain't doing. No, I don't want tart.
I say
PBC mess. You can't go wrong
yeah.
with that.
All right.
peanut butter.
So, we may have even tried this on Beer 30 before, but this is peanut butter chocolate milk stout, as they call it, from Four Hands, absent of light.
Absence, not absent.
Well,
Right.
whatever.
Man, none of us are perfect in his eyes, you know? I mean, we're all flawed.
No one's perfect. Everyone's flawed.
In your eyes.
Greg, you didn't discuss what you've been up to.
Wedding plans?
I don't know.
Would you like me to pour while you talk?
You can't
down.
talk
Sure.
and pour at the same time.
Here, you didn't have to get all unmiked and. I'm trying to think. Really, I can't remember a thing I did this weekend.
So it was a good weekend.
Oh, actually, I had my Labor Day party with the relatives.
Oh yeah, how'd that
Yeah, it
go?
was a
Your
good
at your
time.
parents' family
My
reunion.
parent- yeah,
right?
we do that every year.
I used to get invited.
Well, now he's got Molly.
I came.
Not saying that you.
Yeah, what the heck
Not
is
not
that?
saying that you filled that gap, but yeah, he's got his other +1. It's no longer. Man, that just splashed everywhere.
Okay, so anyway, it
We
was a
should
good
start
time.
over.
You know, the whole. Start over.
Greg's got the giggles. Where did that come? Did you do that again?
Okay, we're drinking peanut butter chocolate milk stout, Four Hands. Tell us-
Absence of light.
Absence of light.
I said that.
I know you did. We're making fun of Greg. Get it?
Pairings are desserts. See, to me, though, I could eat this with
Drink it. It's a drink.
brisket.
No, well, no.
Drink it
You
with-
cannot drink this with a brisket.
Hey, you know what? I got some sweet to go with it.
Cashews, almonds, macadamia nuts, lilac, pecans too. Liz up to know the tricks of this peanut politics. Why too many peanuts in this mix?
All right, so we have.
What were you saying to me while that was playing? I couldn't hear anything.
I couldn't either.
Okay.
I said I only have 2 bags of these. So I was at this World of Nations thing a couple weeks ago, and we got a bunch of free stuff.
Where was that at?
That was out at Tower Grove Park, and a bunch of companies were giving out their wares. Snyders gave out a bunch of stuff, and I'd never have seen this before. It's Smores, sweet and salty pretzel pieces.
From Snyders, right?
From Smiders.
Smiders?
I made him spit up. It's s'mores.
He has not. He started drinking at the beginning of the show, folks, and he has not done that shot he still owes. And he's. We might need to do a neurological exam here.
These are extremely crunchy.
That's the thing. That's why I don't. Snyder's pretzels are just horribly crunchy.
Very hard.
You know what?
They're chocolatey.
These are really tasty.
Yeah.
Very chocolatey.
But J.E. has no opinion.
Yeah, they taste the same as regular
They
Snyder's.
taste like any kind of pretzel.
If this is how you guys are going to be, I'm not going to be honest anymore.
He's not going to come out with revelations like that anymore.
So anyway, yeah.
That's 2.
Shot.
Shot. We need that on your. We need that on your.
Shot.
I don't. Yeah, but you'd have to do that. I got that. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I thought I stopped it.
Goodbye, listeners.
Those are good. So they are s'mores, naturally and artificially flavored sourdough hard pretzel.
They're very good.
Yeah. Was there any other flavors, or do you know anything more about why
Just
they came out with this? Or
A fall thing, or
I don't have any real reason why they came out with it. It's
You don't
just-
work for Snyders.
I don't work for Snyders, but I believe. Am I saying it wrong? Snyders?
No, we're
Sliders.
Smiders.
It's an excellent pairing with this peanut butter.
It is actually.
Your mic is
chocolate
weird.
milk stout.
I don't know what's side. Go from
All
the
right,
side.
I'll go to the side. Here I am.
So I didn't know you knew pairings though from the conversation.
Yeah,
earlier.
I don't.
He's making it up,
I
folks.
made it up.
Snyders of Hanover.
Okay, actually, this beer is delicious.
Yes,
And
the beer and the pretzels are awesome.
I have not had.
good.
I have not had Four Hands absence of light in a while.
Formerly known as peanut butter chocolate milk stout.
Yeah, it is very good.
Yeah, it's
Very
been
good.
probably a year since I've had it.
Yeah, it's. I just saw today that they poured their first chocolate milk stout for the year.
Yeah,
So
and
I
another
guess-
another favorite brewery tapped theirs. I think today too. Main and Mill.
Oh, Main and Mill did too.
I think so. I think I saw that.
And I was listening to.
But beer tastes the same to you, so it doesn't matter.
Why do we have to keep going back to that? So this is 7%, 7.1% alcohol, and Denny was saying that his was like
Really?
4.5 or under 5. Yeah.
Wow.
He submitted it to some contest, and he shipped it to Denver.
Cool.
His is a porter though, isn't it?
Yes, it
Yeah.
is.
Well, anyway,
3.
Wow, Greg.
You're gonna be hurting, boy.
you guys.
You're so funny.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, Apple came out with their little event today.
tell us more.
So, every year, well, they do twice a year, right?
For their iOS
Once-
and then for their hardware.
Yeah, I thought once for the iPhone, once for the iPad, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And
Be honest. Do you really pay attention?
I really don't.
Me either.
This one I actually paid attention to because you had it on the list, and I'm like, well, it's current news.
Correct.
To be honest, I'm not much of an Apple fan. I'm more of an iOS fan. I'm more of an Android fan. You're using a Mac because you're a big Mac lover.
No,
Yeah.
it's no. No, I'm an Android fan. Have been Android user for several years. Probably. Well, how long have you? 5-6 years.
Yeah,
7 years.
I
converted from iOS quite a while ago.
You were using Android, or you were using iOS
When you started working at the hospital.
Yeah, I
And
was
then
using Android. I'm like, you're a loser.
You shown me the light,
Yeah.
and I converted. Scott was never iOS, right?
No, he had a BlackBerry for years.
Anyway, I've been Android since then. I used the iPhone short term when my phone broke.
And
Well, he's Android by default,
yeah,
right?
he's Android by
Yeah,
default.
whatever you don't need anymore, Greg, pass it my way.
He gets my broken phones or
Hand me downs.
But he probably
hand-me-downs.
wouldn't care because they'd probably
No.
do the same.
I'm sure they do the same thing.
So anyway, let's go over a few of the things. One of the first things they said, which I hope comes on Android as well. There's a Super Mario game coming out. That's cool that Nintendo is finally doing
Yeah,
what they need to be doing, making
that might help them stay around for a couple more years.
making
Yeah.
mobile games because maybe the Game Boy is relevant with. Do your kids have any Game Boys?
No.
Jackson has the 3DS, but he plays it very rarely because he's got an iPad.
Yeah, I think that was the latest, and that was years ago they got that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and those games are like 30, 40
Yeah.
bucks, right?
Yeah.
At least.
I mean, a game in the iTunes or the Google Play, they're 99 cents, $2. They're not that much.
Did they say today what Mario Jump's going to cost?
They didn't say, but I mean, to me, it looks cool because they're bringing Mario to a different platform, and hopefully, it won't be an iOS exclusive.
December of 2016, right?
Yeah, and knowing Nintendo, it's going to be way overpriced.
Yeah,
But-
at least for the short term.
But I bet it'll still be cheaper than buying a game. I have a feeling this will be a $10 game.
Ooh, you think?
I just have
Good
a feeling
God.
this will be $9.99.
Wow. That, I don't know. Maybe I would think $2.99.
I don't think that. Well, we'll see.
I mean, it depends on how many levels and such, I guess. I don't know.
What's the most expensive app you guys have paid for?
99 cents. Oh, I take that back. We bought a, how much was it? $150 augmentative communication device for Cade.
Oh, okay.
Wow. So, like,
He could,
what kind of, just 99 cents for just a regular app?
yeah, regular app. Shoot, I bet I haven't paid for more than 3 apps. I mean, if it's
Yeah.
not free, I have a hard time going past free.
What about you, Greg?
I think the most expensive was Plex when it first
Yeah.
came out. It was
Yeah.
$6.
Yeah.
That's what I got. That's what I was going to say. I think mine was 5 or 6, whatever. But I think might be the only one I've ever paid for.
Yeah, and I don't know. Is it still? Do they still?
No,
charge
it's
for
free
it?
it's free for the members, for Plex
Oh.
members, for Plex
I don't have
Plex Pass
membership.
members.
Right. So there's that. Apple also announced a new watch. I mean,
It's the same as the old one. It's just updated. The glass?
faster and
They got new glass on it, right?
yeah, and it could play the Pokemon game now.
Oh,
and-
thank God.
Yeah, $369. Could you guys?
No,
Yeah,
I see people around my work everywhere wearing those.
really.
really.
I can't. I just and they're constantly in meetings. We're in meetings and they're sitting around a table and they're looking down at their wrist.
Yeah,
makes
they're
them look like
playing
an idiot.
Pokemon.
I just don't get it. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know, I was talking to somebody the other day that's got a Samsung Gear watch, and to me, the not the platform, but the footprint of that device is so much more attractive than the Apple Watch. The Samsung Gear is almost rectangular in shape, very very narrow, so it fits on your wrist better. That Apple Watch is huge.
It's
that
big.
big square device on your wrist.
But I know in this keynote they said, "Oh, we're the number one in 2015. We were the number one watch seller." Well, of course, who buys wristwatches
Right,
anymore?
yeah.
I mean,
I haven't bought one since we've been married.
since cell phones have been around,
Yeah.
and you need the time. You look at your phone. You know?
Nope, I agree.
yeah, I'd say back in like the '90s, I probably went through at least 3 or 4 watches.
Yeah,
and,
but
and none since.
yeah, and why? I don't understand. Look, I'll probably end up buying one eventually.
An Apple
So-
Watch? Because you
No,
want to see
not-
how it works, right?
Not an Apple Watch, but I'll probably have one eventually when they get under that $99 mark.
That's the person I was talking to today paid $149, I think, for his Samsung Gear.
Yeah. Now, yeah, $369 though for a watch.
Nah.
Actually, I say I will, but I won't buy a Fitbit either. It's just it doesn't
No.
do enough. You know?
I agree. And that's the Gear did Fitbit stuff, told time, displayed your text messages, emails, Facebook messages.
It's not enough that pulling my phone out of my pocket to do the same
Yeah,
thing.
you're not
doesn't-
saving that much time by
Right.
doing that. Yeah.
So
So the other stuff on the iPhone, they doubled the minimum storage, right? They went from 16 as the minimum to 32 as the minimum storage now.
yeah, that's a minimum.
Maximum of
256.
Freaking huge, man.
That's a lot. It's kind of weird to me though because I guess a lot of since they even have the iCloud. I mean, on Google, there's the Google Drive. I don't really understand how much space
Well,
you need.
But isn't iCloud a little bit different, where iCloud more or less is an image of your phone? So if Apple is selling storage space on iCloud based on the amount of storage space you have on your phone, they're seeing this as a revenue stream.
Oh, well, I didn't know that.
Yeah, on my dad's iPhone, it's not that. I mean, he can save photos and stuff to the iCloud, but it's also backing up his phone, like the image of his phone. So where if his phone blew up, he could restore his phone from iCloud to a new phone. So
Well-
if you have 200 gig worth of storage on your phone taken up and it's all backing up to iCloud, you're paying for that.
Yeah, it still seems pretty excessive.
I
But-
agree.
I mean, okay, there are a few things. It's waterproof now. That they still have the iPhone 7, 7 Plus, the smaller and the bigger. They removed the headphone jack And it's
So that's what I was going to ask you before the show. Do you think that's a deal breaker?
I think they showed no reason why why you don't need that.
Besides making you buy more expensive earbuds.
Exactly. Like you're over there, they're your sons, but those Beats headphones aren't cheap, and they have they have a standard jack on the end. You can't use that with the new iPhone anymore. Well, they have a dongle. They have a dongle, and the dongle is free. But no one that's the first
You're
thing
going to
you'll
lose. Yeah, exactly.
And they actually came out. Well, now everything has to use that Lightning port. That's what the dongle plugs into. Well,
make it USB-C and be done with it.
yeah. So,
But it's all about just being different and what's the next thing.
Well,
and
it's
how can we separate ourselves from the competition so that we look like we're progressing, and then everything you have to purchase
exactly
becomes
you
part
have
of
to
the
purchase.
package.
You want that new phone? You're gonna repurchase earbuds,
Right.
no matter what.
Right.
well, they own a headphone. They own Beats.
Imagine that.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not about developing new product to me. It's about developing new revenue streams to them.
Yeah, and that's kind of been the joke all along. And that's what I was gonna say was that you said it started at $650, $649.
$649. Yeah.
So
That's without
the
contract,
starting.
but yeah.
I mean,
So divide that by 24 months or 18 months is a typical contract
yeah,
length.
and that's just where it starts. So you said it has the 7 Plus and all of that, which is probably another $100 or
And goes up exponentially for
Yeah.
storage.
Yeah,
right. You
right.
say you're getting that 256
Oh,
gig.
gosh.
Yeah, you're going to pay
like
big
$1,000 for this
money
thing.
for a
ridiculous.
phone.
It's crazy.
For a phone.
And people will.
Sure.
And so obviously, I mean, I know that there was that whole joke. This has been a few years ago. Wasn't it like Jimmy Kimmel when he was talking about people waiting in line for like at the time it was like the Apple i5 or something, and they're like, "What does it do?" Oh, it does this. Well, yeah, this one does the same thing. I mean, there was no distinctive difference between the two versions.
It's got an apple on the back of it.
And my wife had all kinds of problems with her phone, and she went out and she purchased a new phone. It was the same Moto X, and it gave her all kinds of problems. She broke her old Moto X, and she went out. She got a new one off of eBay. That one wasn't. It was like flipping around through different towers is what they eventually diagnosed, that it just wasn't working right for her. So they had a I don't know. It was like a LG really entry-level phone at the Sprint store for like $125, which I was blown away. I had no idea that they even had a phone there that cheap. Then it wasn't like a old flip phone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No contract.
No contract.
Wow.
Yeah. $125, and it's a good phone. It's probably better than the Moto X. Which, I mean, this Moto X is what, 4 years old or so.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's and it's much larger. And I mean, I don't get it. I don't get the iPhone, the
price
whole
points.
price points. Yeah, I don't understand.
People will pay it. That's why.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But they also introduced. Now this is one thing I kind of like. Okay, they have. Well, I like and don't like. They have AirPods. They're little bitty, earbuds, and they're wireless. And it uses this W1 wireless, which is different than Bluetooth. So it kind of automatically pairs.
I thought the way I read that, the W1 was the chip that did it.
I thought it was W1 wireless.
Either way.
Maybe I'm wrong, but it doesn't use Bluetooth. It uses a different technology.
You okay?
Pretzel. So, sorry.
Lost your train
So
of thought?
the
You're crossing things
You
out.
know what it looks like? It looks like they're the earbuds with the wires cut off, and I just see those being lost.
Oh,
so
sure.
easily,
Shoot, I probably wouldn't make them home with them and they'd be lost.
Yeah, like the little buds you're wearing. If they didn't have,
Right.
it's
I'd
just
lose them in a
ridiculous.
heartbeat.
But they have a mic on it, and wow,
Huh.
and they're you know what? They didn't say that. They didn't say the cost for those. They're probably $200.
Probably.
Did you touch on the buttons?
Yeah, no buttons. There's no buttons on this thing.
I thought it still had the home button.
No, but Android has done away with that too. It's just blank like that. It's just a virtual button.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So your phone there doesn't have any buttons
Yeah,
either
mine
for
doesn't either.
volume?
Oh,
or-
no, that
Right.
does.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No, you've got volume buttons.
I got volume buttons, but no, not the
No home
the
button.
home button. Yeah.
Oh.
So there we go. Our Apple event rundown.
Our discussion about a product that we're not going to purchase.
I think it will be interesting to see how they leverage that dual camera. From everything I read, one is relatively short or relatively close camera. One's a zoom camera. It'll be interesting to see how that gets leveraged and if it's leveraged for image stabilization
And that's actually only on the bigger one, the
The
Plus.
Plus,
Yeah,
yeah.
the wide angle and telephoto. And, I think my camera on my 5X that I have is awesome. But, I would say that it's always good to have a really good camera on your phone.
Yeah, and most of the new ones that you buy now are, 18 megapixel, 12 megapixel? I
Yeah.
mean, they're huge.
Yeah.
I mean, shoot, the last digital SLR I bought it probably 8 years ago was a 16 megapixel digital SLR, and hell, that's on phones now. It's crazy.
Yeah. So,
We can talk TV.
You guys been watching anything?
I have. I caught that, and it's almost over. That series, Better Late Than Never, and we kind of talked about this before the show.
Right.
what is that? I really don't know what it is.
So it's a show on NBC. It's got Henry Winkler. He's like the ringleader, the Fonz. Terry Bradshaw, William Shatner, and George Foreman, and some other like low new comedian. They have traveled to Asia. Their first stop, the show starts out, Henry Winkler's calling and say, hey, I want to arrange this trip, and we're going to record it. We're going to make it a TV show, blah, 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 blah. The first stop is Tokyo. So it's the 4 or 5 of these guys traveling around Southeast Asia. And they're in Tokyo. And when I've seen a few commercials, and Josh, I think you and I talked about this. The commercials look overproduced.
Yeah, just cheesy.
Fake, cheesy, fake storyline. Like it's generated, they're supposed to be this drama. They're manufactured drama. I thought going into it was going to be horrible. Well, I saw a few people posting on Facebook that it was hilarious and they really liked it and their whole family was watching. I'm like, okay, I got to give this a try. I watched the first episode. NBC has it free streaming online. It is hilarious. I mean, some of it, yes, is overproduced and cheesy, and you can tell manufactured drama like The Bachelor. But some of it is real, honest-to-goodness interaction between those 4 guys who are hilarious people on their own, and you team them up, and it is hilarious. George Foreman, they stop at this Japanese restaurant, and they can't speak a lick of Japanese, and they're ordering this food, and it's all, like, disgusting, like, pig parts. I mean, parts of animals that you would never think of eating. And they're eating it, and they're all having problems eating it once they figure out what it is, except for George Foreman. And he's, like, chowing down on it and just eating everything inside. And they're like, George, how are you doing this? And he reaches in his pocket, and he brings out a bottle of barbecue sauce. He goes, I brought my own barbecue sauce from home. It was hilarious. And supposedly, like, in some of the later episodes, William Shatner has this whole, like, existential crisis. He's like, look, I'm 85 years old.
Holy crap.
They visit a Buddhist temple or
Is that
something.
old?
Yeah, he's that old, and he looks great. He gets around. I'm thinking my grandpa's 89, and 4 years ago, he didn't get around as well as William Shatner. But they're at this Buddhist temple, and he has, like, this real connection with this Buddhist temple and these people, and he's like, look, I could die tomorrow. He said, I've got to get right with myself. It's just really, I mean, like I said, there is some manufactured drama. Goes without saying. But there are some real parts to that. And it is funny. Funny.
Never would have thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was laughing when I was watching it.
I never really heard of it, but whatever.
Yeah, better late than never on NBC. I think the last episode is next Tuesday, and they're in Thailand.
Wow.
But it is hilarious.
Maybe we should check it out.
Yeah. Well, most of the new shows will be starting soon.
Yeah,
so.
September, October.
So, Josh, you and I watched, we both watched the Foxworthy and Larry the Cable Guy.
What's it called?
We were just thinking, or
something. Or we've been thinking.
I saw that it was on there.
Don't
and I didn't
waste
watch it.
Don't waste your time.
I thought it was funny. I mean, I was telling him before. I think I've always liked Jeff Foxworthy. I think he's funny, and he's usually not. It's not that you're going to see the same thing over and over again. Larry the Cable Guy. I
thought and I told you, I thought he was drunk. The first 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and when he comes out on stage, I really thought he was drunk.
Yeah.
What, Larry the Cable Guy?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it was not good. Foxworthy was funny. I thought his funniest joke, or made me laugh, literally laugh out loud, was he said, you want to know why T-Rex was so angry? His arms were too short to touch his wiener. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, I think he was pretty. Well, you said it seemed like he was being a little racist, and
well, there were a couple jokes. There were a couple jokes that could be deemed racist, talking about black women and how they react to movies,
but that was funny though. Because I've been a part of that when and Greg, and this wasn't.
Does the HR department need to send you to sensitivity training?
No, this wasn't. It didn't have anything to do with race. But I remember one time Greg and I were at a movie, and it was the dumbest movie. It was like, it was
a Daniel
Stern movie.
Oh, Jesus.
And it was probably that movie. Oh, it was probably like in the late '90s. It was probably a movie that we would, if it hadn't been for the person or a group of people that were in the theater with us, they would be completely not. We wouldn't remember.
Bushwhacked.
So you're saying ladies? You were going following ladies?
No, actually, it was a guy. And no, wait, what?
Wait, what else are you gonna share with us this episode, Josh?
No, we went to see this movie.
Bushwhacked was the name of the movie.
This guy, I think it was a guy or a couple, were to the side of us, and the whole time, anytime something would just be, and it was a terrible movie. It would be just ridiculously cheesy, and this guy was like, oh my God,
he's peeing off a cliff. I'm sure he's elbowing his girlfriend or wife next to him.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So this was 20 years ago, and we remember it, and we're still laughing about it. So yeah, that was a funny joke. Anyway, back to Foxworthy.
Well,
it was okay. It was definitely not Blue Collar Comedy Tour.
No, it wasn't like that.
And I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah.
Blue Collar Comedy Tour 2, this was not. I don't think this really is worth your time.
I liked it. I liked it.
Well, it's all the same to you, probably.
Yeah,
is that why?
It's all funny.
I think that is why the one is doing the Golden Corral commercials and the other's doing Priless sex.
Yeah, but I was telling him I looked up their net worths on just because I was curious, and it said Larry the Cable Guy is worth $50 million, and Jeff Foxworthy is worth $100 million.
Man,
so I mean these guys. I mean, but they've had so many different products. They've had movies and TV shows.
Golden Corral commercials.
I've never seen a Golden Corral, but
really?
that was actually wasn't it? Larry the Cable Guy's joke was about the Golden Corral. And how he was blaming
his sister or something, wasn't it?
I thought he was blaming Jeff Foxworthy for why he hadn't been able to lose any weight. And he's like,
I didn't watch. I turned it off. I didn't watch the whole thing.
But yeah,
Bill Engvall. I was wrong. Bill Engvall's net worth is only $40 million.
Oh, okay. All those guys have done really well.
Oh man, yeah.
I mean, just being silly, making people laugh.
Well, I guess. This show is about spent, don't you think?
I was kind of thinking it might be a good time to wrap it up.
Sounds good.
So, what have we learned today? Well,
Josh has no taste buds.
Right.
We learned Josh has no taste buds.
Yep.
And he's probably sharing some other deep, dark secrets that we have no idea about.
Stay tuned.
Well, there's another episode tonight.
We've learned the iPhone is probably not worth it.
Crap.
Well, it won't keep the lemmings from buying it.
Yeah. And we learned that I don't know.
Better late than never is worth watching at least the first
a
episode
little
just to
laugh, I
catch it.
guess.
That's so wow. We didn't talk about much, did we?
We are. Well, Josh dropped a bombshell. That,
Yeah,
that's
no,
it.
that
Yeah,
whole
well.
beer thing. Wow.
I told you guys earlier I didn't have anything to talk about, so I may as well make something up.
Make something up. Yeah, right. Yeah.
So, Greg, where can you find Stuck in Beta?
Hey, Stuck in Beta can be found on all your...
Can be fined.
Let him continue.
I know. Why
Should
you
we,
gotta...
should we start over?
Stuck in Beta... Why don't you just answer the question? Where can it be found?
Where podcasts are found.
On the iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher. We even got an RSS feed that you can plug into any of your fine clients on your phones or tablets. You can also see us every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Central, unless we're on vacation
Or there's a traffic issue.
or a traffic issue, and we may be a little late. And you can also watch the recorded show afterwards.
And find us on any social media under Beer 30 TV.
Beer 30 TV. Go to beer30.tv for pretty much all the links. Well, that's it. We're going to see you next time.